Hello, I'm Lizzie and this is Feminism explained in 2 minutes or less. Some people are under the illusion that the word feminist refers to those women who are super alternative. They dress like hippies, dye their underarm hair and hate all men. Well, I'm here to tell you that these actually aren't the requirements of feminism. By definition, feminism is the belief in the social, political and economic equality of the sexes. No men were hurt in the making of this definition. Women's rights first came to the forefront during the 1800s when some very brave ladies dared to ask for emancipation. The word feminism first appeared in the 1880s, and although the turn of the 20th century saw women's suffrage granted throughout much of the world, women still had 3 very prominent issues to tackle their right for equality. Women weren't able to own property unless married. They couldn't even inherit property unless they had a husband to sign the dotted line. Secondly, women had very little rights over their own body, so speaking out against sexual assault was often disregarded. Marital rape was still actually considered okay up until the 1970s in Australia. And thirdly, women had very little rights in the workplace, that is, in obtaining working roles, maternity leave and equal pay. The second wave of feminism came in the 60s and 70s when authors like Betty Friedan and Germaine Greer urged women to push against the gender norm of domestic duties and husband serving and to feel sexually liberated. Modern day feminism is still fighting for some of the things that were asked for a century ago, like the protection of one's own body and the freedom to speak out against sexual violence. 2017 basically became its own wave of feminism, with the rise of the #MeToo hashtag to encourage women to speak up. It's also important to note that feminism advocates for equal rights for all, not better for women and worse for men. There are a range of men's issues that fall under the umbrella of feminism, like toxic masculinity, the overrepresentation of males in suicide, and also LGBTQ rights. A feminist, therefore, is somebody, male or female, who advocates or supports equal rights for all. The fact is that there are still great inequalities throughout the world, so we need all the feminists we can get. That's feminism in 2 minutes or less, and I hope you learned something.